All right, guys, today I'm going to be teaching the third day of the geometry unit, which is I can find the area of a composite shape. I'm going to be talking more about what a composite shape is in a minute, but on this first page, we're going to be talking about some basic shapes that you already know, like a rectangle, a square, a triangle, and these three at the bottom are parallelograms. So make sure you understand the information from today's notes, which means you might have to rewatch this video on your own, pause it, rewind it, but you are responsible for this information on your test that's upcoming. Okay, so first, in quadrilaterals, the base and the height must be perpendicular. So go ahead, please write down this word, perpendicular. Euler. Okay, so the base and the height must be perpendicular. What that means is that if this is the base, then the height must form a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So perpendicular lines form right angles. Think about if you were a person and you were standing up to measure your height, you'd stand up completely straight. So this is important because sometimes they'll give you a side of a shape that's like this, and that is neither the height or the base, so you have to ignore it because it doesn't make a right angle with the base. All right, so use your reference sheet to complete the following. First, we're going to name the shape, and then we're going to find the area. So let's go through and name all of these shapes first. I'm going to type it because it'd be easier for me. This first shape is a rectangle. Rectangle. This second shape, it has equal sides, so it's going to be a square. Okay, this third shape you recognize as a triangle. And then moving down, all three of these shapes have two pairs of parallel sides. So that means that they are a parallelogram. Make sure you spell that correctly. Parallelogram. And if you look at the L's in the parallelogram, the L's are parallel lines themselves. So there's like three parallel lines in the word parallelogram. So this is also a parallelogram. Take your time to spell that correctly. And this third shape is also a parallelogram. There we go. All right, now let's go find the area of each of these shapes. To find the area of a quadrilateral, we're going to do area equals base times height. So let's go ahead and do that. Area equals base times height. Now it's okay if you think 6.9 is the base or if you think 2.4 is the base. Because they form right angles, that's going to be the base and the height. So we're going to multiply them together. So let's see. 6.9 times 2.4, 6.9 times 2.4. Please put that in your calculator, and you're going to get 16.56 square inches. All right, this next one is a square. Now for a square, you could use the formula area equals side squared, but you also could just use the formula area equals base times height. Since these two lines form a right angle, they're the base and the height. So you could do 18 squared, or you could do 18 times 18. So let's see, 18 times 18, plug that into your calculator, and you're going to get 324. All right, this next one is a triangle. Now we're not going to use area equals base times height because for a triangle is actually half of a parallelogram. So we're going to use area equals a half base times height. Now we had to be careful about which ones we pick for the base and the height because they have to form a right angle. So if 16 is the base, 11 is not the height because it doesn't form a right angle with the base right here. 9.4 is the height because it forms a right angle with the base. So that means that area equals 1/2 times 16 times 9.4. Go ahead, plug that into your calculator. And you can use 0.5 for 1/2 if you like. 0.5 times 16 times 9.4. And I get 75.2. So let's see, 75.2 square kilometers. All right, moving down the page. These are parallelograms. Now for parallelograms, we're going to do base times height. So I want you guys to make sure you write that formula each time. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height. All right. Now see how the height here is outside of the shape? That's okay because what it's telling you is, sorry, I'm drawing with my finger. What it's telling you is that the height is 1.5 because the height is always the line that is the measurement that is at a right angle from the base. So we're going to do 4 times 1.5. So go ahead, put that into your calculator. 4 times 1.5. Okay, and you're going to get 6 square yards. All right, next one. The base, I'm going to say, is 6.6, and the height is 3. It's okay if you think that the base is 3 and the height is 6.6. It's not going to matter in what order that you multiply because of the commutative property of multiplication. So you're going to do 6.6 times 3, and you're going to get 19.8 square meters, sorry. And then lastly, we're going to do this next shape. Now there's 3 dimensions that they give you. They say that that is 18.8. They say that this is 20, and they say that this is 15.2. We're going to have to use the sides that form right angles with each other, which means we're not going to use the side 18.8 to find the area. So we're going to do 20 times 15.2 because they form a right angle with each other. So go ahead and plug in 20 times 15.2, and you're going to get 304.